Right, hi everyone, welcome back to a bit of strength training at home. So today, what are we going to need? We are needing a foam roller. You will need a resistant band. If you have a mini band, that would be perfect. If not, no problem, just use your, if you have a bigger banded loop or just the long bands that you can tie together. Those will be fine. And then what you're going to need also later on, well, I've got like slider plates, but what you could use would be like some paper plates or just a bit of like a carton or something, just something that's a bit more stable and you can use on the ground to slide along. If you just have good socks and you have like a wooden floor, perfect. So, you know, whatever works. Just go along and see what you've got, see what works, and we just go from there. Rightio. So to start off with, we're just going to foam roll a bit today. So we start rolling your glutes. Again, like last week, we don't want to spend too much time. Around 20 seconds to one leg up. Let's start on your right leg up to your left knee. So we're rolling your right glute. Yeah, so just coming backwards and forwards. Rolling a bit from one side over to the other. Yep, so just around 20 seconds. And then we're changing it over, other side. And then we're going to roll your TFA band today, which is going to help to release especially tight ITV bands, a bit of tight hips if you've got those. Yep, so other hip down. So where you want to place the roller this time is pretty much right on your hip bone and where you have that little indent, if that's the right word, where you feel that the hip bone kind of caves in a bit. So that's where you want to place the roller. So you come down onto your side, yep, place the roller onto your hip bone. You can have your bottom knee bent. We're just going to lean almost forward so you feel you're really on your hip bone. So we're going to roll up and down from here. And then we're going side to side. So you can pretty much start on top, just rolling forward and back. You know when you hit the right spots pretty much right away. And then we just come up a bit higher and rolling from here, yeah? Bit of up and down. Again, just 20 seconds, not too much time. We don't really want to aggravate it. We just want to release it a bit. So other side. Going up and down first. And then we come backwards and forward a bit. So you will feel one side might be a bit tighter than the other. Perfect. Right. Then we're starting to roll your legs again. So place the roller pretty much underneath your shoulder, on your armpit. Come facing up, and then we come rolling up, rolling back, up and back. Again, you can kind of play around a bit, rolling backwards and forwards, not too much. Done quite a few pull-ups yesterday, so my legs are actually really sore. Right, I think that's enough. Other side. So just put as much pressure on it as you feel is comfortable. So you don't want to be in agony, and if you feel it just too much, just don't push it. Perfect. And then our next one on here is going our thoracic extension. So again, foam roller just at the bottom of your shoulder blades. Hips down, You can have your hands on your head or on your chest. And then we're extending back, big breath in, really expanding through your rib cage. And coming up, so we go for 5, all up in here, 2, all the way back, 3, 4, last one, 5. So now we want to come up a bit higher, so we just move a few centimeters up, not too much. Another 5 in here. So we're really working on mobilizing your spine. And the last one. Perfect. Right. Okay, so for our first set, what do we need? Nothing. Just safe. Perfect. Okay, so just put everything aside and make some space. We're starting with some side lunges. So we're trying to open up your hips, your inner thighs. So the more we do, or every set, you want to think about, see if you can come a bit lower. Yep, so we want those feet nice and wide. And we think, I always say to my clients, think there's a box behind you want to sit down on. So we come over, nice and low, coming up to the other side. Yep, so you see I'm lifting my foot to come a bit lower. That's 3, 4, 5. So I'm just moving to the side so you can see. Yep, so think about the box pushing back, so your knee's almost above your ankle really, so you're not forward over your toe and your heel is not lifting up. So we're sitting back, yeah, up, 7, 8, 9, and 10, yeah, perfect. Right, if you've got if you've got a heavier weight at home, like a 10 kg kettlebell or something, you can definitely use this one now. If not, body weight will just be fine and you still have the same work. So I might just put the camera a bit higher. Yep, so if you have a weight in between your hands in front of your chest, we want those elbows nice and close. Feet just hip-width apart. Yep, slightly rotate it out, not too much. And then again, as we start, think about rotating your knees out, but still keep your feet in that same position. So rotating your knees or your thigh, activating your glute muscles and your abductors, doesn't mean we're rotating our feet in order to make that movement up here easier. Yeah? So, stand hip width, slightly rotate it out from your toes. Yep. Think now, rather than, and even have a look, you know, so you're just standing here, and now just think of rotating out, and you just have that small rotation of your thighs, and you should feel a bit of activation in your glutes and abductors. So that's what we really want to maintain. If you have a weight, pick that up. Yep, and then we come down. And we're holding it here, 3, 2, 1, up, straight down, 3, 2, 1, up, straight down, chest in and chest up nice and high, keep your core tight, knees pushing out, hits it 4, halfway, 5, so you just see me from the side, coming down and up, 6, 7, last one, and 8, perfect. Right. Okay, so we do some plank rotations. So you come onto your forearms, one in front of the other, full plank, Yep, think of squeezing your shoulder blades together and rotating up to the side. Think of just kicking back from here. Again, we're not hyperextending. Keep your core nice and tight. Coming down, other side. 2, 3, so keep your chest nice and proud. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, and 10. Good. And then to finish this set off, we're working a bit on shoulder rotation and back strength. So I want you to come face down onto the ground. We're going to lift your arms up. So I want one arm in front, palm facing up. Yep. Your other hand up here, palm facing up. So we're lifting chest and legs up. Squeeze your butt to protect your lower back. Still engage your core. And then we're rotating over to the front. As you rotate, palms come down. And then palms facing up again. So that's 2, 3, 4. Keep everything in nice and tight. 8, 9, and 10. Perfect. So that's one round done. So I want you to repeat this entire circuit one more time. Yep. So we've got two rounds all up. Our second set, you need your band and your foam roller back again. Yeah. So we're starting with some power squat jumps, and all we want to do with those is that we are starting, as we set ourselves up, to really learn and engage with the body in order to engage your entire body while you're in that position, and then we want to let go and we'll jump up explosively and land in the same position again. Yeah. So if you think about a spring that you compress together, and then as you let go, it just expands and lets go. So that's pretty much what we want to learn with the body, just to have that faster muscle acceleration, and then also as we land in that same position again, to have that muscle and joint stability and your form to train your body over time how to deal with impact. Yeah. So we start in a squat position. So we come down here. While you're in your squat, again, make sure your knees are rotated out and not falling in, yeah, because that way we have no power. Also, at the same time as we squat, our feet are flat, and we probably have, let's say, 70% of the weight between your heel and midfoot, and the rest is really mainly in the front. So there's not a lot of weight in the front. So what happens if we're in that squat and we're really heavy in the front, we're leaning forward. As we lean forward, we can't really get any power because we can't engage our calves, we can't engage our hamstrings, and we can't engage our glutes. So that's why we want to sit back. And as you sit back from here, you probably start everything working already. Yeah. So that's the main thing, that you have flat feet, weight pushed back. Again, think of the box behind you. Yep, so while we're here, think of squeezing everything you've got. Squeeze your calves, your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes. Your upper body should be nice and strong. So from here, let's say we go in 3 seconds, okay? So squeeze, 3, 2, 1, jump, and land, and readjust. So just put the camera a bit higher again. So now I've got the new fancy camera tripod stand. I need to learn what's the best angle for you guys. Okay, so we're going for 5 more here, yeah? So squat position, squeeze everything you've got, knees out, feet stay still flat, so you're not rolling onto the outside of your feet, yeah? Squeeze your legs, squeeze your butt, core and tight, upper body nice and strong. 3, 2, 1, up, and land. 2, perfect. So readjust. 3, 2, 1, up, land. Perfect. 3. And also make sure that as you land, you're not here. Yeah, because what happens when we land here, your knees are taking a lot of the impact and there's no stability at all. So as you land, you want to land in that same position. Your knees should be out, which then your knees are supported by your abductors and by your glutes as well as your inner thigh. Yeah, because everything is working. Right, so we go for 3 more here. Set yourself up, down, squeeze everything nice and tight. 3, 2, 1, up, land. Perfect. So I want you to hold that bottom position as we land for 2 seconds. Yeah, 2 more in here. 3, 2, 1, up, and land. Perfect. So 1 more. Okay, let's go. 3, 2, 1, up, and land. Perfect. Nice. Well done. So just a bit of rest for your body. Grab your foam roller. I want you in your lunge position. Like we've done, I think last week. Tuck your toes under. Push your hip forward. Again, make sure your front knee is not collapsing in. We want to push that up. We go for 10 rotations. As we rotate powerful over, we want to hold that front leg nice and controlled. Yeah? So side, your upper body is rotating over, your hips are square facing forward. So we start to the side back. Push your hip under, squeeze your butt, core on tight. We come up, hold, and back 2, up, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, other leg. I'm going to do this from the front. Yeah. Perfect. So toes are tucked, hip pushed forward, butt is squeezed in nice and tight. Your front knee again, make sure it's kind of pushing out. You should really feel your abductors working. If it's in here, there's no stability and you wobble around. Yeah. So knee out, hip forward, squeeze that butt. We go for another 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Perfect. So if everything is nice and tight, you should feel stabilized and you actually shouldn't use balance at all. If you lose balance at any stage, go through those checkpoints. Are your toes tucked under in the back? Is your hip pushed forward? Is your butt engaged? Is your front leg mainly pushed out? And as you push out, feel how your foot is actually grabbing the floor. Yeah, so if you just have your leg relaxed, there's nothing much happening. So your foot is on the ground, but there's not much interaction. But now if you actually push your knee, you feel how your foot is counter-reacting at the same time and it's just screwing itself a bit tighter into the ground. So that gives you that added stability. So you really want to keep that in nice and tight, that as your rotation comes through, you can really hold that down here, and we're just isolating your upper body from your lower body. Yeah? Okay, so grab your bands. You bend it, you do some bended rows. So grab your band from here. We're stepping on it. Right, so feet just tip width. Yep, again, make sure we are nice and proud. Yep, so we don't want to hang through here. Yep, so we want to think of core and tight. Think of your arms pulling off the band slightly up, and your shoulders pulling back, okay? So from here we're going for 10 alternating rows. 3, 4, 5, I just turn over to you guys. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, perfect. Well done. Okay, and now we're just going to do some calf raises. Nice and easy. Again, hold on to a chair, a table, just something to give you that added balance in here. So one leg up, standing legs working, you want to come all the way up, keeping the ball of your feet contacted to the ground, keeping your big toe connected to the ground. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, we go for 15, so 5 more, 11, 12, all the way up, 13, 14, 15, good, other side, 2, 3, 4, 10, 5 more to go, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, perfect. If you feel 15 is too hard, honestly, just drop it down to as many as you feel comfortable you can do, yeah, because you want your standing knee, or in your standing leg, you want the knee soft but not locked in, but you don't want it bent either, yeah. And you will feel there might be an imbalance from one side to the other, so if you can do with your weak side only 8, and then you do only 8 on your other leg, because otherwise you will never get rid of that imbalance if you do 8 on your weak side and then 15, 20 on your strong side, you know, so you will never be able to kind of get that balance out. So therefore, if you feel one side is much weaker, just do the same number on the other side. Right, so that's set number 2. You're going to do 2 more rounds in here. Yep, so that's really just working on power, working on stability in here, a bit of calf strength, and yeah, a bit of back and core as you do your row. And then your last set, we do a bit of core and a bit of explosive movements again. I might just have to put on my shoes. So we're going to start with some dead bugs. So a bit of core work in here. This is where you need your sliders, your paper plates, your socks on your wooden floor or tiles. Yep, so whatever works for you guys. Okay, so we are starting. Down here, legs up. I want your arms up. And bicep in line with your ear. So I don't want your arms here, I want them in line with your bicep. Make sure your ribs are tucked in nicely. Knees above your hips, so we're not coming in here. Knees above hips. And we're going to extend for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Perfect. We come up for 10 jumping lunges. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 per leg, yeah? So halfway, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20. Straight into your skaters. So you might want to have some room starting on one side. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Halfway. 9, 10, 20, perfect. So Grab your sliders. Sorry, just the camera position. There we go. So we want your heels on the sliders. We come lying back onto your back. Hip up nice and high. Extending one leg at a time. Keeping your hip nice and stable. If you feel you're strong enough, I want you to speed it up. There we go. So another 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. So a bit of hamstring love in here. Okay, so for you guys, because this round goes fairly quick, we're going for 4 rounds all up. Yep, so you would do another 3 on top. And there will be this week's session done. Perfect. Well done, everyone. See you soon.